Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. My name is Comrade Precious Chidinwogo. Despite I couldn't have chances today to say happy independence, well, happy independence to you all. Despite that our country is sick, it's at the hospital of collapsing, just because of the way our leaders want it. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of buzzlings on the internet where so many people have been applauding the president on his national broadcast, while some too are backlashing him. Yes, I just want to say to Nigerians, it's only God that can deliver this country, because our leaders have chosen a way to frustrate the country. They have chosen a way to keep retardating the country. For crying out loud, I am not really impressed with the way Nigerian leaders are running the affairs of this country. Not highly impressed. Imagine a country at 65 or 66 years is still in a retardative moment. There is no proper improvement of growth. And yet, some Nigerians will be opening their mouth to appraise error. For crying out aloud, do you send such appraisal just because of what you're gaining? Shame to you. If the only appraisal you're giving to these thankless leaders, looters, calling themselves leaders, is just because of what you're gaining from them. You're not giving appraisal to them for them to see that yes, they have a fan in you. Shame to you. Even today, as I talk now, there are some Nigerians I know that up to this moment, they may not have broken the fast, not because they are praying to God, or probably they are trying to ask God for to remedy their challenges, but just because there is nothing to eat. And yet they are giving appraisal to people who is keeping the country on a backward motion. Shame to you. For crying out aloud, have you not seen that other countries have been advancing in technology, in power supply? In fact, in everything you can think of that can be of very benefit to enhancing life. So many countries have surpassed Nigeria, even in our African countries here. So many of them are trying their best to make sure that yes, things get better for their citizens and for the country. See, to all our leaders, so I just want to tell you now, I just want to tell you people that power, political power, it has a date, it will end. Be it 8 years of leadership or be it 4 years of leadership, or yes, it must end. But when it ends, have you asked yourself that if this position I'm occupying now, if it ends now, what will be a lasting legacy that will be remembered for? Because to me, life is all about legacy. It's not all about living. It's all about living with legacy. And there are two kinds of legacy: the positive and negative, good and bad. Will you be remembered for your good and positive legacy you've actually projected for the country, or will you be remembered with the bad one that you projected? The answer is left for you. I know most of you travel abroad for good medication, for good outings. You travel abroad to make your life better, right? But all those good things you're seeing there, how many have you brought in home? How many have you brought into your country? I mean, as you are claiming to be leader, because I know that the true leadership is of sympathy. True leadership is of example. True leadership is of legacy. Good one, good legacy. Okay. The legacy you're building is extortion. Extorting from the state or the country's economy. You extort, you go there and buy house. Is that the legacy you're dropping for the young people to follow? Shame to you. You steal money and invest abroad, and you expect the country to do well. Steal money, you buy houses abroad. Time shall come. Even if no human can judge you, God himself will judge. That is it. Karma day, there is karma in everything. But the problem I'm having today is my fellow Nigerians, citizens as so, that could not actually put in proper integrations into certain happenings. Because it is when you integrate and differentiate certain situations, then you can know the ones that are good and the ones that are bad. The leaders will keep using your hate because they know you are hungry, because they know you don't have. If somebody come and give you 1 million naira, another person collected 10,000 naira in election period, you both are the same. But what is different there is that your own money is a bit higher than that person that sold his right on electioneering day, if you don't know. Until the citizens come back to their right senses and build unity among themselves, that is when we can combat these thinkless and worthless leaders claiming to be enhancing Nigerians' affairs. I checked both the previous government and this present government now of APC. I found out that the present government of APC have done more harm than good to the people of Nigerians. Yes, actually the previous ones were doing harm, so, but this is just that they were doing it with caution. They were doing their harms with caution. So to say, you see a lot of politicians today in their states, most of them were former governors, most of them were former senators, most of them were former leaders in their various constituencies. What effect of change have you actually, I mean the real change, not the change that the APC have promised. So what effect has they given? Nothing. And go right there in their constituencies now, you see some people applauding them. You applaud error at your detriment. Why will you be applauding error at your detriment, Nigerians? I'm asking. Because these persons have decided that stealing public funds is their hobby. Stealing public funds is their advancement in life. That stealing public funds is all. You understand? And we are still praising them. Praising them on what? Why not bringing those good hospitals back to Nigeria so that you watching me can have good medication here? It's not only them that will have good medication through our stolen monies. It's not proper. I was going through a commentary in South Africa here. That one was 128,000 kilometer roads were built just with $6.5 billion. But here, only Lagos, that their coastal road city, what are they calling itself? Minister of Works, Mr. Dave Umahi, told us that that project cost us about 12.7 billion dollars. So who is fooling who? So I want Nigerians to start analyzing these things critically, so that we know where we are. These people are the ones causing problem in Nigeria, not as if Nigeria as a country have a problem. But these are the persons that decided to give Nigerians these problems because they felt that this is their opportunity to amass wealth through public fund. So until you and I decide to stop it, they will still be stealing. And the stealing cannot reduce, instead it will be going higher upon higher. Because the mindset of any person now going into the corridor of power is to steal, to extort. You understand? The other day I was in Port Harcourt Rivers State. They show me one of the gigantic projects that brought my happiness. But that was a good thought in an error. A good thought projected in an error. Yes, they call it cancer, cardiac cancer hospital, whatever. But I was happy. I said, at least those who are affected with cancer sickness can actually go there and get remedy from the government intervention. So I decided to go in there pretending to be a cancer patient. So when the man interrogated me, and I asked him, please sir, how can I access the drugs that the government put in this place? In fact, the man looks it as if it was an embarrassment. He started laughing at me. I said, no, the only beauty to that there is no drugs here. I was like, of the second thought. I said, how can this good project now be established in error? Because I know how expensive cancer treatment is. So a patient actually that have been in Port Harcourt or even in a state close to Port Harcourt that have such situation actually cannot get remedy. So no remedy at all. So what is the essence of building this thing? All lies in extortion. They quote 4 or 5 times higher than what that project should have cost. And yet Nigerians were applauding them. Mr. Project, Mr. Giver, Mr. Deliverer, Mr. Jesus Christ. Without looking critical to know actually if these things that have been done is actually of benefit to that citizen, to the honorable citizens who actually brought them into that positions. Most of them build all these things without even considering you. They're considering their personal interest, which lies on money. So Nigerians, it's left for us to know what we want. Because I've moved around some of the states in Nigeria, I found out that only one factor is lacking behind. We are lacking in one factor. And what is that factor? It's just to unify ourselves without ethnicity, without bias, without a religion. I think if I should talk, religion have done more harm than good. Do you understand? To us here. Because we are not actually following the biblical principles. If we follow biblical principles, it does not alter we unifying ourselves in a very genuine and positive way. When we unite ourselves, these persons are few. This person terrorizing the country called Nigeria are few at that corridor of power. They will run away because unity prevails. Unity prevails over everything. And yet we are giving them chance to ride on us. Imagine a country at 66 years, no tangible values to say this is how we've advanced. When Netanyahu of Israel, when the fight between Israel and what is that country itself, Palestinians, when the fight erupts, when Netanyahu was addressing the world, he recounted how Israel was proceeding from one stage of life to another, Now, Israel is one of the world powers. As at the time he made such statement, Israel was not up to 55 years. Today we are 66. Constant electricity is a problem here in Nigeria. Okay, now, let's dissect this now. Let's dissect it now. In a just little time. Assuming a businessman operating in Nigeria is hoping to get 10,000 naira a day. Now, he went and buy gas of 20,000 or 15,000. Whereby his gain is supposed to have been 10,000. and he operates for the whole day. Where is the gain? And how can the economy boom? No, why I'm saying this because I was very angry yesterday because I went to one filling station to buy gas. Immediately I got there, they said a liter of that gas was at about 1,085 naira. I started arguing with the guy. I said, how can in this country? He said, I've not bought gas before, just that this new machine just came. At least we needed to test run it to know if it actually is working. My brothers, I bought 30 liters of that gas line. I bought 30 liters. 32,550 naira. Yes, make the calculation. 1,085 naira times 30. That is exactly what I bought. That is when my eyes open. I say, wow, these leaders are not really trying. You. And this APC government is the worst. Because I could remember that during PDP government, I think a liter of gas was not up to 250 naira. Yeah, until our former president of blessed memory died. That died, he came in, and everything started skyrocketing small, small, little by little. Things started skyrocketing until this present one now. So, which way forward, Nigerians? I'm asking also, which way forward, our leaders? You people travel and see good things, bring it home. Once your country is better, my dear brother, you are safe. Look at presidential broadcast yesterday telling us that insecurity have been brought to the lowest minimum. I can beat my chest and say, Mr. President, you lied. You lied. But I'm not going to oppose you now because there's still time for you to effect the positive change, not the change your party promised Nigerians. So that positive change that Nigerians want to see the visibility of that change, the positive one that can enhance the life of Nigerians. I know you still have the opportunity to do it. That is the reason why I'm not going to oppose you now, because there's still time for you to fix actually your campaign promises. Make your promises visible for the enhancement of life of Nigerians. I'll be the very best person to come to my channels here to applaud you. But just I will have some set of politicians who have made Nigerian economy their treasury, and they will make things not work so that things cannot be better, so that people will be suffering while they are enriching themselves. Well, let me stop here for now, because there is more talk in Nigerian political stage for tomorrow's stage. So the citizens, I want us to try and then see how we can unify ourselves. That is when we can understand what is happening in this country. Thank you and God bless you. I am still Comrade Precious Chidiwangu. You can follow me from my YouTube channels, my TikTok channels, my Instagram channel. You can also follow me on Facebook here. God bless you. God bless you.